Brightest Blessings. This is Raven and I'm back, guys. I'm still not 100%, so I do apologise if I'm coughing and spluttering throughout this video, and unfortunately my next door neighbour has decided to start trimming the grass, so if you can hear that in the background, I do apologise. So yeah, a little bit before we start, if you saw my previous video, the next video was supposed to be of camp. Unfortunately, the weather in Wales was horrific, to the point where it was pointless trying to film anything at all. It just rained pretty much the entire time. The first day we got there was lovely, and we were obviously busy setting everything up. The following day in the afternoon we had a little bit of dry weather, so I put the stall up and managed to sell a couple of things, but that was it. The stall was only up for about 3 or 4 hours, so and obviously in that time I was busy selling things and making the kids lunch and other things, so I didn't manage to get any photos of the stall. However, after this video I will hopefully show you some of the things that I've made. Some of it has sold. I've uploaded quite a lot onto the Etsy shop, so if you want to go and have a look, there is 25% off at the moment. So yeah, and I think with the fibromyalgia as well, everything's just been a bit crazy hectic. It's been the littlest witchling's birthday as well. We've obviously got the new dog, Dolly, and everything's just been mayhem. And I'm not going to lie, it was a bit of a hit financially, because I obviously put a lot of money into making the stall and it didn't pay off. So I'm getting there physically and mentally, thanks to everybody who sent me well wishes and who have helped financially on the Patreon and with the super thanks button, which is down below. And I've also started the buy me a coffee thing. I don't know if you've heard that, where you can just click on there and buy me a coffee, and that all helps to go towards recouping the costs of things and getting more craft stuff to make more things with you. So let's carry on. Let's be positive now. The last video you saw, we made this little folio, and I said I wanted it to be all about this mister, which we called Lawrence, I think, because it's LP Hoffner and he's a merchant tailor. We also looked through the Tim Holtz people and I found this man, who I believe is probably the same person but a bit older. It could be a different person, but to be honest, they look that similar. I decided to use him. So this is going to be Lawrence's little folio. And while I was looking, I also found this little vintage cabinet card Tim Holtz photo. And he sort of looks like a much younger version. So we've got an older version, a sort of middle-aged version, and a slightly younger version. So we're going to use all three of these images in here somewhere. He's not going to stay in there. I just put him in there so I didn't forget to use him. We turn this into a pocket here, and then this is a flip where we can decide what we want to put in here. I still haven't 100% decided what I want to do in this part. I know I will want a little pocket on here. We turn this into a pocket, so I'll just show you using that. We turn this into a pocket so we can fit a fair amount in there. I started to make a little strap, and for whatever reason my phone decided it wasn't going to video, so I've had to start it again. This side I've got, where's it gone? Where I've been so ill, I've been laid in bed doing die cutting, so I die cut this little pocket, which I thought would go nicely on here, that we can slip things into. So the idea then is that we're going to have this. I've already put a little brad in this side. I'm going to put 2 of these larger brads on this side just to give it a little bit of hardware. And the idea, my hands don't want to work, is that we're going to use a Velcro dot on here, just there, and then this is going to curl round and it will be attached on the back like so, with the brads there. Obviously the brads will be attached to this only and not that, and then this will be glued down. And then on the back here, what I'm thinking is probably sort of another side pocket, so you will see probably this side, or maybe down at the bottom. I haven't decided, so you're just going to come along with me and we're going to play for a little while. The idea eventually is that I want to put all of these things into a big folder journal. I have already made sort of the outside. Let me just grab it. So yeah, this is a folder. This is a folder that I've just covered in some fabric. I've taken some starting things by putting some paint and things on, and I've got a file folder each side at the moment, so that it'll be sort of like a lap book. And I basically want this to be all about Lawrence and his travels, and I've sort of decided that he's going to be really into mushrooms and, you know, botany and entomology, so that's what this is going to be. I had thought I might take this out, but I haven't decided yet. We'll see how we go. I probably will take it out. I prefer taking these out and then sewing them in. Most of this painted stuff will be covered. It was mainly for these little creasy bits that you get on folders so that you can't see. And then, as I said, we've got the foil folders as well that we need to thicken up. So that will be the finished project. We're just going to make lots of things to go inside it, and this is going to be one of them. So let's crack on with this little cover. Where's my thing gone? So I'm just going to put this on here. This was a piece of scrap coffee dyed card that I've sort of scored in a few different places just so that it will wrap around quite nicely the folio. And I just want roughly to measure where I want these to be, these larger brads, just so that then it's a little bit easier and will look a bit nicer. Oh, as I said, my fingers aren't working very well today. I did mass coffee dyeing as well because I literally had nothing left from before camp. And then what I'm going to do, I've got some of this rug tape from Amazon. I will link it below if you're interested. This is like super strong, super sticky stuff, to the point where it really glues up everything that you put on. So be careful, guys. Get yourself something that will get rid of the glue, because it really does stick. And I'm just going to stick that. That's still a little bit too big. I'm just going to stick that on that edge so that then these are taped down, but also when I peel this off, that will act as our little centre. Right. See, I've got 1,000,001 things on my desk. This is what I wanted. I just wanted to grunge this up a little bit more because it's still a little bit too new looking. And this, as I said, was just a piece of digital scrapbook paper that I had. So yeah, that's our little thingamajiggy. Now, what I wanted was to put some of this on here just to cover the backing, and I wanted to bring some of this reddy colour in. So what I'm going to do, grab my glue book. I'm not so worried about that end with the tape on. I run out of my Yoo-hoo glue, so I just pick some up from Tesco's. And I'm just going to place that on and give it a little rub. And while that's drying, I will grab my Velcro dots. Right. And then we're just going to stick that onto there. Get the other side. And stick that on. And then obviously when we go to put this on, it will automatically stick. There we go. And then what I tend to do with this sort of tissuey paper is put my nail across it, or you could use the pokey tool, and that will sort of rip it in the right place. I'm not bothered if it's hanging over. I might have to put my other light on, guys. I'm not sure you're going to be able to see as much. It's gone a bit dark and dreary. Hold on. There we go. Sorry if my head gets in the way. So as I said, I'm not too worried if it's perfect, because I can always go around it with the scissors after. And by the time I've messed about with it, it will be fine. And these little bits I save to go on other projects, and then this bit I will just tear across there. Let's go around that bit with some ink. There we go. Right, and the only issue with this is that it wants to do that at the moment because it's not full. So what I need to try and do is put it where I want it. Which will be about there. I want this about there. Sorry guys, this is a little bit fiddly. So then what I tend to do is get some art glitter glue. Oh, how to tell I've not been crafting. The art glitter glue's decided it's not going to work properly. 2 seconds. Is I just put a little bit of the art glitter glue along the side here, where that's going to go, and we can peel this off. Stick down, glue it. Just make sure that that's relatively straight, and then we can press this bit down. And I think I might have to reinforce this side with a bit of art glitter glue. Just because I didn't let it dry enough. Right, there we go. We're going to leave that now for a second. Move that out of the way. Right, I pulled aside some of the die cuts that I've done. So we've got different tags and things that I might want to use. Obviously, I've pulled a fair amount out. We're not going to use all of this, obviously. I also coffee dyed a while ago some of the Tim Holtz tissue paper. We may or may not use that, so I've got that out. Lots of little pieces of Tim Holtz, some of my stamped images. I did already start making a few little bits, so we've got some die cuts that I've put mushrooms on, which is handy because, as I said, I wanted this one to be more about mushrooms than anything else. We've got one of those. I made one of these. I don't know whether I'm going to use it or not. We've got some other little die cuts. We've got a tab that I may want to use, just some scraps of oldie style paper, and then, as I said, lots of Tim Holtz bits and bobs, like the mushrooms and things that we can use to decorate stuff. So we said about using this pocket, so we might as well work on that, mightn't we, for now. So on that page is this, which I wanted to cover this bit up. So this will work quite nicely there. Centre it a little bit in between these two lines. Yeah, I think that will work quite nicely. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to get my distress ink. I'm going to grunge this up. Now, I like using these because it thickens the amount that you're dyeing. I don't need to do the back, I'm just doing the top where the lip is because you may see some of the inside lip. I also bought some of these 49 and Market rub-ons, which is stitching, which I thought would look amazeballs. So I got these from Lubyloo Crafts. I will link those below too. Oh dear, excuse me. And the packaging is lovely as well, so this could be reused quite easily. So I think the little ones are going to be too small for on here. These would be better for on a tag or something. I really want to use some of these middle-sized ones, or maybe a thicker one, we'll see. So we'll probably use those in a second. Now, I have got all my scraps left over from when we made this. I don't know that I want to use any of those bits though. I think I'm just going to go with this is brown sticky back paper that I've had for ages. I just haven't used any for a while. And I think what I want to do is make a sort of a plainer background, and then we can use some of the embellishments. So all I'm going to do, I'm going to get my tear ruler. I've got a couple of these. These can also be used in die cutting machines to emboss, which is fun. So I'm just going to tear this edge off, and I can use that somewhere else. Tear here. And I think I just want to tear a bit off that end, and then I want to do a sort of wrong way, Raven. I'm sort of guiding it round to follow. There we go. To follow that. And then, as I said, we've got a couple of little bits left over from doing that. So let's stick some glue on. So mainly this side. I don't want to cover up all the faux stitching because I think that's quite nice. So we're just going to do a couple of different layers, I think. So we've got some of that. Some text would be nice. Bit of that. And we've got this last little piece. It's my glue book. Just go there. So this is a fab way of using up all these little tiny pieces, to be honest. It just makes things a little bit more interesting. Put that away. And then, as I said, I don't really want to cover up all that faux stitching, so we can rip those bits off. Make sure those are down. And then what I'm going to do is just darken and grunge this up a little bit. Let's see if I can peel this off. Oh dear. Dolly's heard people messing around outside. Sorry, guys. She's just as bad as Dougie. They love a good bark. Right. I think what I'm going to do... I'm going to be a rebel. Using the wrong scissors. Those are my ones dedicated to cutting me carpet tape out. There we go. And then all you do with these is peel them off and then give them a rub. So a bone folder. So I think I want that there, just like that. Take my bone folder and just give that a really good rub. And generally with these you can see when it's properly down. Excellent, look at that, amazeballs. And then I think I just want it to go across the bottom. I'm not so worried about the other side. So, sorry if my head's in shot. I'm just gonna put it over like that. And again, give this a good rub. There's gonna be a little tiny bit left, so I might as well put a little bit going up the other end. Okay, and then this tiny little bit we'll just put going up that way. So yeah, I mean, if I was amazing with the sewing machine, I would actually sew these instead, but I'm not. I'm really, really not. I'm terrible with a sewing machine. So these are a fun alternative, and I think it was like £3 or £4.99 for these, and you can see just how many you get. Thinking about it, do I want... I might... Let's cut the most ginormous scissors in the world for such tiny things. Let's put some of these up there. Yeah. £49 market is quite hard to get hold of here in the UK. But this online craft shop that I found, Luby Lou Crafts, I think it's called, they have a lot of £49 market on there. So that worked out well. Right, let's see what we've got. I sort of want to use this collect, but it's a bit big. Maybe up there. Right. Mushroomies. So I'm just getting a couple of different bits out now that I might want to use to go on here. A different one. Yes, I think I prefer that one. Right, obviously we're not going to use all of these on here. There's far too much going on. I think we'll save that collect for somewhere else. I really like this. So we're going to make sort of a cluster now on the top of here. I'm thinking something like that. Do I like that one? Or would I prefer a smaller one? I actually like the smaller one. Oh dear, excuse me, sorry guys. I don't want to cover up too much. I quite like that. Let's go with that. So we've got our little mushrooms. How have you guys been? I know it's been a few weeks, guys. I am really sorry. I've desperately wanted to get back to crafting, and this is the first time I've actually sat and done crafting at the table. Everything else has been at the bed, so... Right, let's glue these down. So these are Tim Holtz tickets. I want it that way because then the number will be the right way around. Put this right over to there. And then the mushrooms and this little mushroom snippet are both from Tim Holtz ephemera packs. Yeah, and the mushroom there. Do I want that postage stamp? Now that I'm looking at it, it's a bit plain there. That might help if it's the right way. Is that too much? Would a bit of that look better? If I had it. Or maybe one of these behind. I might just cut one of these out and look. Where have my little scissors gone? Yeah. Just because it's a little bit hard to see when they're still all together. I'm just going to cut a little bit of the browny grey edge off. There we go. Just grunge it up a little. I'm doing it. You're probably going, no, Reuben, don't. It's too much. Oh, I'm sorry. I like to be extra. I'm just going to butt that up together. Like so. I'm going to darken these edges up a little bit more, I think. In places. What's that? Now I could stamp a number on there, but I think for now that is plenty. So let's have a look. This should be nice and dry now. One can only hope. No, still wasn't dry. Goodness me. This is the glue stick, I think. That's the issue. So I may have to stop faffing with it for now. But we can glue this on now. So I'm not bothered if that goes back a bit. Right. So we can glue around the edges. I'm going to try and stay in where that faux stitching is, just because this is quite a thin pocket as it is. There we go. Get back in. Hand-eye coordination doesn't want to work. So, to go in those, I obviously did lots of these die-cut tags. Where were the smaller ones? So these will fit in here nicely. I can fit 2 of those in there. I've got some even smaller ones, I believe. See, we've got this one that's already decorated. That is going to be too wide, I think. Yeah. Oh dear, excuse me. Yeah, I've got these even smaller ones, but I think this size is a nice size. I've also cut out some of these little edges, so we can find somewhere else for that to go. So then the idea is you can put them on like so and match them up, and you've got a little tab. You can also do them above these, and then you've got 2 tabs like that, but I'm not doing that with this one. So we've got that one which has got the nice little mushroom image on, and I think this one will do similar to the tag itself, the envelope itself. So I'm going to get some old paper for this one. I just want, this has got some tea stain stuff on it as well, which is why it's going grungy, which is what I want. I don't want it to look that's it. Do you know what? Perfect. I'm just going to get a little brush. You're going to tell me I've got no water left. Oh, I do. Too much. I I'm just going to activate it because it's an oxide. White. Look that up. Obviously this has gone a bit soft now, so I'm going to be careful with what I'm doing. And again, I'm just going to grunge it up even more. And the back, I'm just going to, because it'll pick up some of the colour from where I've had it down, I'm just going to do the edges because this will be nice to put little notes and things on. Right, we've got that, and I'm thinking now this time I'm going to use this art glitter glue because I'll tell you for why in a minute. The actual glue stick is taking forever to dry. This takes all of 2 seconds, and I can control better where I actually want the edges of the tissue to be. So then in a second, once that's dry, I can tear around that. And it would be lovely. Right, so let's see what we can put on here. Get rid of these larger bits because they're not going to be any good to go on here. I've also got some other tags in here that we can use for other times. I know one of these smaller ones will fit in there, so we might use one of these in there as well. So we can decorate that one as well quickly. Mushrooms again. Mushrooms. That's going to be a little bit too big. Too big. One of these stickers that can go on. I might put a little tab on that one. This recorded fit. Just put it on there. No. And obviously a lot of these things we can tear down and make smaller. It doesn't have to be the size that it is. More mushrooms. These ones are the stamped ones that I've done. I've got a few of these that we can use in the background. Okay, a bit of that I think. And we'll probably come back to these because it worked out quite nicely. Right, I'm going to glue this tab on here for this one while that other one still dries. Sorry guys, I know I'm not being the most amazing crafter right now. I am just getting back into the swing of things after having sort of three or so weeks off now. Now obviously I've put this tab quite low and that's fine. I want it low and I'll show you why in a little while. Put that back in there. Now with this one, I think I want some of this ticket. I'm just gonna get rid of that edge as well. And because this is brown, I'm not even going to bother inking this one. Ooh, glue everywhere. Told you my hands don't want to work. Lovely jubbly. We'll cut one of these again. Oh, they really, really don't want to work today. Everything's just flinging all over the place. This one I will ink just because the edges are really light and I won't have cut it perfectly straight or amazingly well. There we go. Grunge that. So I'm thinking something like that. Oh, maybe the sticker. And that. Do we want it a little bit lower or higher? I don't think it'll work that way. That's too far. Oh, here they come. I'm going to stick. Hello, Dolly. Hello. You come to see Mum? After you've been barking at everybody. And she's been doing really, really well, guys. Haven't you, Dolly Bobs? She's put lots and lots of weight on, which is what we like. Which I'm not surprised about, to be honest, because she's a gannet. She will literally eat and eat and eat all day. Oh, see, again, hands just don't want to work. Off to the side a bit like that. And then, I've got some of the Tracy Fox random labels. I wonder if we can find... She says just pulling them all out everywhere. What's that? Maybe that, because it's nice and small. Or what's that one? I think I like that one better. No, I don't want that. I'm just thinking about finding another smaller one just to put slightly behind it so that it's not on its own. Like that. That one will do. And I get a bit over the top with these Tracy Fox labels. I end up printing 4 or 5 copies of each page out, and then I literally just sit in front of the telly and cut them out. So then I know I've got plenty for when I want or need them. My desk is a complete tip, where I've bought everything out that I think I might use or what I've been making prior. So yeah, we got these. I think I'm gonna grunge that one. Oh, flinging it about, that's better, so it's not such a light red. And then what we're gonna do is stick. Hands, work. I'm gonna stick this one just over the top of the tab. The rain stops, so the garden's being done again next door. I'm just going to layer those like that. Easy peasy lemon squeezy. So we've got another little tag there. I'm not going to put it in the pocket yet because things will still be drying. And then the back I've just used some coffee dyed cardstock. I'm just going to crunch the back of that tab up a little bit so it fits a bit better. Oh, here we go. Everybody's having a go now. Right, so we've got this one and we've got this one. Sorry guys. Now this is nice and dry, so I can go round and rip where it needs to be ripped. Puppies! A little bit more. That's it. There we are. I think I'm going to use this tall one because it only just fits on there. This one is far too big. It's a bit big as well, sadly. No, far too big. Like that. Where? There. Maybe if I glue this. I have no idea how long this video is, guys, so if it's mega long, I do apologise. But this is the last thing now. I'm going to stick that on there. And then what I'm going to do is I'm just going to roughly glue this before it dries. Like that, and we'll cut around the edge. I'm not going to bother doing around this mushroom. And I want it to cover that bit. Move over. There we go. And all we need to do is cut around this bit. Just give that white bit a bit of an ink. So I'm quite happy with that. Again, I think I want a label. I don't really want to have to pull them all back out again. That's the problem. I should have thought of that, shouldn't I, before I... What's this? Accounts due and rendered. That'll do. Makes no sense. But that's what we're going to go for. So I'm going to do the same again and just grunge this one up a little. Or a lot. See, yet again, I'm going to put that there, like that. I still feel like there's something missing. What can we use? I'm just having a look, guys, at what I've got out, of what is easily accessible. Maybe just some of these little what's-its again. Let's go for crosses. Let's take that off and then we'll be able to see a bit better. Hello. It's on now, so it'll have to. Not quite down. There we go. It does sort of fade a little bit, but that's fine. I don't mind that. Hopefully you can see. So there we go. We've made 3 tags, little ones. Let's move everything out of the way. 3 little tags and a pocket for that. Well, we haven't made 3 tags. I made a tag and then 2 with you guys. I want that one at the back, that one down there, and maybe this one here. It's a treat little pocket. There we go, like that. And then we've got this as well, which I'm hoping and praying is going to be fine to use. Huzzah, we're dry. I haven't put it on very straight though, have I? She says. But then saying that, I haven't put the brad on very straight either, so who cares? So there we are, guys. That's our little folio coming along nicely. It's still all over the place because it's not full. So we've got this here that just opens out, and we've made this section. I'm happy with that, peeps. Happy, happy. So I need to find some more mushroom things now. I want to decorate this with some mushrooms. And then we've got all this area here. And then I'd quite like to do something on the back as well. So we will see. But there we are. That's the video for today, guys. I'm sorry it was a long one. All of my links for all of my socials are below. So that's Facebook, Etsy, Patreon, and the Buy Me a Coffee. You can also give me a super thanks below. You can choose how much you donate. Every penny helps. I hate asking for money. It's not obligatory, but every little helps. So thanks a lot, guys, and I will see you next time. Blessings.